Right then. Good evening, everyone.
Hello there.
So welcome to our Thursday Night Live. We're here to answer all your cruising and travel questions, and we've got a few sort of a little, not big announcements, but little things that we'd like to remind all our people that watch our lives. So already I can see in the comments so many people here, so thank you so much for joining us. Clinton was first here today. It's 11:29. It's a bit early. So thank you. And Barbara's here. So hi, everyone, to my favourite time of the week. Yeah. It's ours too. We love it too, don't we, Pauline?
Love it.
And Corinne is obviously here.
What's she called?
Corinne. I got it right, Corinne. Yeah.
Didn't you say Corinne?
I said Corinne to start with.
You got away with it, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Ready away to mull over booking an Azamara cruise. Yes, there's some good deals to be having with Azamara. For those of you that know, we had some issues when we did our Azamara Australia cruise. However, they do offer 85% of what we experienced was absolutely really good, superb. Yeah. So, and we are back on them in December. So I don't blame you, Corinne. Yes, got it right.
I'm going on there in November.
What did I say?
December.
Yes, end of November. So, yeah, for a Caribbean cruise, we're looking forward to that. And hitting some islands we've not done before, aren't we?
That's right, yeah.
So that'll be great. Rose is here, so love to see Rose. Hope you're all well. Hope everyone is too. So many people here, look. So Nick's here. And Gary's here as well. So lovely to see you. I just wanted to say, actually, because we get so many people watching this live, which is lovely with all you guys here. And then we get quite a few thousand afterwards that watch our videos live, which is brilliant. So thank you so much for those that do it live and those that play catch up. But just wanted to say, I've just been looking at the stats recently, and it's quite interesting that 30% of people that watch our lives regularly aren't subscribed to our channel. So please do subscribe to our channel if you enjoy what we do, because it obviously helps our channel grow. And today we've literally, in the last hour and a half, we've just hit 21,000 subscribers.
Yes.
So
and just remember, and I know anybody who's knows this will think, what a silly Billy, but I was talking to a friend of mine at racing the other day. He said, yeah, he said, I watch these YouTube videos. He said, and they keep asking me to subscribe, and I'm not going to give them any of my money. And there's a misconception with only a small amount of people that if you press that subscribe button, you're going to be charged money. It's absolutely free.
Yes.
All it's going to take from you, the only thing we require from you is that little click on your mouse, or your pressing your thing on your iPad. Is absolutely free of charge. And if you press the subscribe button and you also press the notification bell,
check him out.
You'll get notified when us two silly billies are doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
Not anything, you know. It's not like, oh, Paul's just made a cup of tea, but when it comes to videos and stuff like that.
And excitingly, tomorrow is the start of our epic Canada and Alaska vlog series. So I'm going to put up the because
she's off already.
I've got my brand. Look at my no, but this, how ugly is this face? Look at this. Oh dear. Yes, so do join us for that episode, because it's full of lots of lovely things, all about Banff. It's all about our first 3 days in Banff. There was loads and loads of highs, and we met up with Kevin, who can't be here tonight because he's helping a friend move, but it's full of so many highs with it, Paulie.
And I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Thought I would be able to get over my fear.
Don't spoil that. I'm going to tell them why
you had the picture shows that it didn't go well.
And do you know why Carole's got a face like that? She said, can I have another glass of wine, please? And I said, no, you can't. That was the face I got.
Anyway, so that goes out at 6 o'clock tomorrow night, so Friday. So make sure you watch that. So let's have a look then. So let's see who else is here. And if you've got any questions, please write them in the comments on the side in the chat, and we will do our best to answer them all. And let's see who's here. Patrick and Francis is here. So lovely to see you guys.
Good evening all.
Yes. So Nick's got a question for us. Now that we're back from our Celebrity Beyond cruise, our cruise next year is on Celebrity Equinox. Have you sailed on a Solstice class ship? And if so, what did you think? We sailed on Eclipse going back. This was when my dad was still alive. We travelled with our dads, wasn't it? Cruise with our dads. And we did a 4-night cruise on 70 Eclipse, and we loved it, didn't we, Paulie?
Copy. 10 years
It
ago?
must be. We went. We
Must be 10
only went
years
over
ago.
to Ireland, didn't we, and back to
Yeah.
Cove, and it was
Yeah.
lovely. Obviously, we've been on Beyond since, and we're back on the Eclipse in September of next year. We're doing Gary Bembridge's group cruise. Well, can you believe
Yeah.
this week has just gone over 400,000 subscribers?
If you haven't subscribed to Gary yet, he needs your support. He's on 400,000 subscribers, and I think he said he's had 150 million.
140 million views.
140
He's
million.
our inspiration. He's just such a lovely guy. And so well done, Gary, if you're watching, because it's amazing.
He is the loveliest of men as well.
He is. So he's currently on the Symphony of the Seas. And if you know Gary, it's not his bag at all. So it's very entertaining.
The highlight for me is when Gary put on, he put a little video on, and it was the belly flop competition.
Yes. So there we are. But so we've got a bit of a way to catch up with Gary, but we're doing our best, and with your support, then who knows what the future holds.
Only 379,000 subscribers behind it.
Oh dear.
And I don't ask for much, but I want us to be level pegging by the end of this hour.
So hi to Greg and Kathy. So lovely to see you here, and Andy and Carole, even all from the lodge at Solent. Hope you're all well. Andy bought his Fire Stick. I think that's what it's called. So we can watch the live on the Hotels Rooms TV. I don't know much about Fire Sticks, do you, Paul? You're technical. Well, you're not technical, man, but when it comes to TV, you are.
We got a Fire Stick on the bookshelf. And it's like a stick, and it plugs into your...
Well, it's not doing much on the bookshelf, is it?
No, because we ditched it, and we had something else plugged into it, didn't we? We had that other thing. We got something else, didn't we? That we could mirror stuff to. And that's not even the same telly now.
No, it's not.
No, but yeah. So
anyway, but thank you, Andy and Carla, for using your Fire Stick to watch us. Appreciate that. Gary's asking, on a back-to-back cruise, do you have to get off the ship? No, this is a very interesting question, because when we were in Australia on Azamara, it was a bit of a cock-up, to be fair, wasn't it? Some people said we had to get off. We were told that we had to get off the ship, when in essence we actually didn't. So, and yeah, it was a bit of a palaver. If you've seen our vlogs, if you haven't seen our Azamara series, then please go and watch it, because there were some real highs and some very low lows, weren't there? But visiting Australia was just absolutely amazing.
But generally, the answer is no. But
it depends from line to line.
But it depends from line to line, and also you may have to change cabins as well. So you can do a back-to-back, but you're not guaranteed to be in. You'll know before you go.
It depends what cabin you've booked.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, we had a right hoo-ha, and anyway, you know, that's another story for another day.
So Ken goes cruising here. So see you tomorrow. They're off cruising then, aren't they? Ooh. What are you all doing? Spill the beans. I've forgotten. What's Ken up to?
Well, I don't know.
We should know what's Ken up to. What? Oh, Paul and Amy are here enjoying evening cocktails at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, Wolverhampton. The Mandarin Oriental, that sounds posh. Are your cocktails? Let us know what you're drinking, and is it a bill that's going to be like, oh my God, you're only having one? So Andy Carroll's Celebrity Silhouette. So they're looking forward to meeting up with Ken Goes Cruising. Dan's here, Dan the Cruiser. We've been chatting to Dan a lot the last 2 days, because we are planning a really exciting 7-week trip to Asia, aren't we? February, March.
7, though, is it?
It is 7 weeks. You knew that.
I thought it was 6 weeks.
Well, it's not. It's 7. So we've been logistically going round and round in, not round in circles, just lots of ideas of what we're going to do. But it should be an epic trip. And when we've got everything all in place, then we'll obviously let you guys know. Because I don't like saying what we're going to do. And then sometimes things change, don't they? We haven't got everything in place yet. But
well, it does change, because I thought this morning we were going for 6 weeks, and it's already changed by another week. So who knows?
So always love to see Dan. If you are looking for a good travel agent, and we all say this, we use Dan.
Give Dan a ring. He might be able to tell you a good one.
No, what are you like? No, we've been using Dan for a long time, as you know. All Dan the details for Dan are in our description of this video, and we are very, very happy. He fulfills our needs all the time.
Yes.
So yes. Anyway, let's have a look, see what questions we've got. Morris is here as well, so lovely to see Morris.
Morris.
So many people here, and Karen and Alfie. So, and Shona's here too. Good evening from dry, breezy Aberdeen. Oh, the weather here is just wet and windy, isn't it? It's mixed, very mixed.
We're going away in our motorhome tomorrow, And we don't know whether to take our motorhome or a hovercraft.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know
Yes.
which is best.
Yes, so our next exciting trip is we're cruising around the UK in our motorhome. We're off to explore the Peak District. So we're heading off to meet up with some friends this weekend who we met through YouTube, actually through lockdown. They're motorhome vloggers, aren't they? To do little campers.
Yeah.
You were looking at me funny then. That's what I was going to say.
Funny.
Yeah, so do little campers and they're great friends. So we're meeting them in a place called Matlock, which is one of their favourite campsites. And then we're heading off to Bakewell and Knutsford and Hope, aren't we?
I'm most interested in Bakewell.
Yes.
Do you know why?
Yes. So Paul saying hi to everyone too. And Mandy's got a question. Love to see Mandy here. We've been thinking of a Northern Lights cruise. Does anyone have any recommendations to sail with? We did ours on Morella, which was excellent, but Morella don't do that itinerary anymore because they don't cruise out the UK, which is a real shame. So I'm sure people in the comments who've done it with someone else. We cruised to Norway with Cunard and with Princess and with who else have we cruised to? Is it just those two?
Cunard, Princess. No, we haven't done any. I don't think.
Was it Iona we were on?
No.
Anyway, definitely Cunard and Princess, and they both proved to be excellent.
Yeah.
And actually, Queen Mary, the Cunard ships, because there's a lot more outside space on there. I thought for actually viewing, going through the fjords was better. But Princess was great too. We were on the Sky Princess, and that ship's lovely, and that's why we picked it for our group cruise. So
it's almost like
Dan saying
stuff like, yeah.
Fred Olsen, P&O, Cunard offer good options from the UK. So yes.
Go on, read that.
So Marianne's just saying a bit about Azamara to Corinne.
What's her surname?
Corinne.
No, what's Marianne's surname?
Maxinski. There we are. We were on Azamara Pursuit for the Island Intensive in June. Loved it. Small ships get right into ports. Spin at the cliffs of Moher. And food and service were excellent. Yeah, Azamara food is exceptional. And the service elsewhere on the ship, bar guest relations, was absolutely superb. And you're right about small ships. They do have more interesting itineraries, don't they? Definitely, they do that.
Because they can
get into little places. Sandra and Chris are here. So Brits on Ship, lovely to see you guys. And Nora's here. Finally got to watch her live. So welcome. And Marina and Joe. So brilliant. Gosh, so many people here. And Tom and Dom. And Jerry Capstick's here. Lovely Jerry. So how is the group cruise going so far? It's been selling well. We've got what did I wrote it down, didn't I? Dan or no? I'm sure it was.
I think it's 700 people we got going there.
No, it's not. Oh, I got to find my book. I got my group cruise book.
The last I heard, it was about 170.
Yes, 90 cabins, and we've sold for 170 people. So quite a few. It's gone really, really well. I haven't really been pushing it because it's a long way off, isn't it? And people are they know it's out there, and I will do some more pushing it. But we don't. I think the group's getting to a size that we actually want it to be. And if it gets, we get an influx of bookings, then we might put the cap on. So if you are interested to come in, then please do let us know, because I know I've had a few people messaging just to say that they can't book at the moment because there's things going on in their personal life, but they want to come. So if you are interested and you definitely want to sort of tentatively put your name down so we know, and if we do decide to cap it, then make sure you do get a place. But yeah, so we're chuffed to bits at how many. It's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be just so lovely seeing you all in person. It's going to be one fun cruise, I'm sure, isn't it, Pauline?
It certainly is.
So Elaine's here and just saying I've not had to watch it on catch up in a while. So that's first time I've not had to watch. So lovely to see you. Gosh, I can't keep up with all these people. So Mandy's asking, can we buy the t-shirts yet? Not yet. But it is in process. We've been talking to Nicola, who's been sorting all our merch out, and we've got lots going on in the background. But hopefully it shouldn't be too long. We're hopefully going to try and get that all in place in the next sort of 8 to 10 weeks, because we want to get it going on, because we're really chuffed with them, aren't we? Really, really good. So Claire's arrived as well. So love to see you, Claire. And Jake's back. So thank you very much for coming back. And Susan's here. So lovely to see Susan. We've been chatting on Discord. So we are very well. Thank you very much for asking. And Mike's just saying hi to everyone too. Tina's just saying congratulations. Yeah, we're chuffed to bits, 21,000. It's been quite a slow summer with our vlogs because we haven't been doing put so much out because we've been away so much. So now I've been busy. So now hopefully over the next 2 months we're gonna have some really awesome content coming out that's gonna have
some bangers.
Yes.
And we've also, well, I say this is sort of a joint effort. We've just put, and mostly Carole, just done a fantastic wedding video for some of our besties.
Yes.
Because they got let down.
Yes.
And Carole finished that yesterday and sent them the link. And they phoned us this morning from Greece because that's where they're
in Santorini, yeah.
And they were over the moon.
Yeah, so I'm chuffed the bits with that. So because that was a bit of pressure, wasn't it? Doing a wedding video, it was like, but yeah. So I'm glad that's gone really well. So Marina and Joe to say, make sure you are subscribed. Paul and Carole's channel is amazing. Thank you so much, and give us a thumbs up because every thumbs up and every comment
helps the job along.
And Warren's here. Finally made a live from San Antonio, Texas. So let's have a look. So Reese is here. Lovely to see you, Reese. So P&O are launching winter season. Is that too far ahead to book or better to get the best cabins first? If you know what cabin you want and you know exactly that's the cruise you want, it's the right itinerary, I say book it because cabins do go and you'll be disappointed. If you've got any doubt and you don't mind having the flexibility to have a different cabin, then I would say don't worry.
Yeah.
But if it's something you really want, if there's certain cruises we want to do, we book early to make sure we get what we want to get. And so Clint is just saying congratulations, thank you so much. And Paul saying, has Paul hit 21,000 bottles of Thatcher's yet? Oh, I bet it's close. And Ken saying congrats, thank you so much. So Susan's just saying she's looking forward to a 5-day TUI cruise in October. Is that a river cruise, Susan? Because I've been looking at the river cruises and I noticed they just started doing 3 and 5 days, which is very interesting. But it's a long way to go just for 3 days. Yeah. But I guess if you were doing a city break and maybe you only had a week off and you wanted to do a city break and a little short cruise as well, then that would be what we would recommend. And Patrick's saying congratulations. Thank you so much. Dan's saying I was always recommend booking early if you have specific cabins or want a quirky bigger cabin, which is like I'm always studying deck plans. If I've got an idea of a cruise in my head, the first thing I do is go to the ship and go to the deck plans and see if there's any sticky out bits on the ship, because you can then get a bigger cabin, a bigger balcony for the same price as a standard balcony. So that's the first thing. I always look for that cabin that might be that little bit different. So we'd recommend just check the deck plans. They're simple to read. You could just go to
navigate.
To navigate, yes. So so just Google it and you'll find them. So I newbie here, hoping to go on our first cruise next year. Love your videos. Carole, your little laugh at the end of your sentences always makes me laugh. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Oh, Barbara saying, congrats on 21 Suppose not double that as you're the best cruise. Oh, thank you so much.
And I've always said, Barbara, you've got really good taste.
Anne's still in Marbella with her girlfriend, so hopefully you've been there. Well, last live was the Tuesday, so it's 10 days ago, so you must be due home soon. So but lovely, all the congratulations. Thank you so much. And Claire, Google Claire's here too. Claire. So Traveling Light's asking, yeah, we were talking about this briefly on social media, if I remember. Traveling Light, hi guys, think of doing Far East TUI cruise. Are excursions expensive in the Far East? Heard taxi can rip you off over there, especially in Phuket port. What is the best to do, excursions or taxis? Now, it really depends on your port.
Do you know, I thought she was going to let me speak then. She hasn't shut up for 19 minutes.
Sorry.
You can do excursions. And yes, when you get off the ship in Phuket, you'll get hounded to death with taxi drivers loading their boards up. Taxi. Now, my first tip is don't succumb to one of them. But if you do succumb to one of them and you want to go somewhere, obviously do your research first to find out where you want to go. But don't get in the taxi until you've negotiated a price. And if you don't like the sound of the price, go to the next one, because there's going to be hundreds of taxi drivers there. And we go to Thailand loads. We're going back next year. We haven't been for about 3 years actually, but we've been going for years and years and years and years. And it's almost like it's like a battle. It's like a battle of strength. So you say, how much is a taxi to there, mate? Oh, that's going to be like 40 quid. And you know it should be about 8. So it's like, well, no, I don't want to pay that. And what Carole does is she says, how much is a taxi there? And if they come in with just a ridiculous figure, we just carry on walking. And then they're like, well, why are you walking away? It's because we know, mate, it should be 8 quid. And then eventually we might pay 10.
Yeah.
But don't get...
Always going low.
Don't get to... What's the word I'm looking for?
It's an art of bartering, isn't it?
Well,
because we went to Thailand for
for
about 10 to 12 years. We got quite good at it because we would, do it always politely, look and laugh and say, oh, come on, we know that it's that. But it's difficult when you're new to a place. And I think when you're new to a place, particularly when you're in countries like Thailand, and we're hopefully going to get to Vietnam, aren't we, for the first time next year.
Well, I just had, sorry to interrupt you. Go on.
There are apps, like Uber. Now, Uber works very well around the world, but in Asia, it's very hit and miss. Apparently in Vietnam, it works quite well, but in Thailand, it doesn't. But they do use Bolt and they do use Grab, if you've ever heard of those. So if you're really savvy with your phone and with apps, then that's certainly something that we'll be downloading. So that's a tip. But I think if you are going to the Far East and your excursions will vary in price depending on what you want to do, then I think if you've got, like, say, an overnight in a port, say if you're overnight in Bangkok or overnight in Da Nang or wherever it might be, then you could get taxis places because there's no worry that you would be late back to the ship. But we know that traffic in Asia can be absolutely crazy. And but
Phuket's not crazy traffic, is it? Not like going to Bangkok.
That time we went to when we were meeting the cruise ship at Koh Samui, we nearly didn't make it because of the traffic in Nathon.
Right, I'll say that again.
Yes, Phuket.
Phuket's
but Phuket can be poor. They can all be crazy. We've never cruised into Phuket.
Yes, we have.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we have.
We've stayed there.
We cruised into Phuket when we went with those people from Leicester, and we got off.
Patong. Yes, we did, actually. We did. I'll take that back.
And we got a taxi.
Yes.
We walked past all the taxis. We got a taxi. We said, take us to so-and-so beach, but because we'd been there before. And we went miles down the coast. And then how cool is this? We got a long tail boat back.
We did a long tail hop back, yes. But we were familiar with that island, weren't we? Yeah. But if you're not, I definitely would recommend doing the excursions because it can be quite scary and intimidating.
Yes, that was the words I were looking for.
Yeah. So John's just asking. John's asking in capitals. Morella Discovery or Voyager, myself, after watching your and Johnny and Will videos, tend to be going for Discovery. Oops, caps lock on. Has Paul heard of Ventum Cider 6.4%?
No, I haven't. No.
Now, Morella and Discovery and Voyager are very, very different ships. Discovery is an old Royal Caribbean ship that's got the beautiful atrium in. Voyager is an old Mein Schiff, which was previous Celebrity, the same as the Explorers. So from a layout point of view, we love Discovery because of the atrium. Yeah. But saying that, on Voyager, we actually loved the summer house in the back of the ship that they had there. So it's pros and cons. It depends on what you want. But I must say the Discovery atriums are brilliant for entertainment. And
whereas we
would go back on both in a heartbeat. Yeah, definitely. So with that one, I would be thinking itinerary. What's the itinerary? Which is the best for you? Luby said it's her birthday today. Instead of going out to party, I've decided to spend it with you guys. Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lou. 21 again.
Yes, so Sandra's just reminded people to start with the question, so we can actually see everything. Dick's here as well. I love to see Dick. So many people that come back week after week, and we do thank you for that. So thank you very much. And Davkat Travels here too.
Evening all.
And Sue saying, congratulations on 21,000. I'm looking forward to your Canads vlogs, but I'm sure you mean Canada. Yes, so that's out tomorrow. If you missed it at the beginning, our first episode's out tomorrow. So excited about that. Darn, I missed you. I missed your live. Great videos, you guys are a hoot. What are you? I think you're here. Rebecca's actually on Sky Princess on the way back to Southampton on the very rough Bay of Biscay. Yeah, it can be.
We don't like the Bay of Biscuits.
Well, we've had the Bay of Biscuits. We've had really smooth sailings, haven't we? And we've had really rough ones. Just look at that. Marina and Joe was just saying 140 million is over 1,500 years.
Well, I don't know if it's hours. I know it's 140 million views, but I don't know.
Yes, views.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, because he started, I think, in 2005. So I don't think that would work.
What?
Gary's. She's talking about Gary's.
Yeah, but what's 2005 got to do with that?
Well, if you'd done 140 million hours, it would take 1,500 years. And nobody's been alive that long.
You're not grasping that at all.
Am I? What am I?
No. 140 million hours of viewing is the equivalent of 1,500 years. It's nothing to do with how old Gary is or when he started.
Numbers aren't my strong subject, aren't they?
See what I have to put up with.
Right, so let's have a look.
Well,
Question.
is he?
Sandra's just saying we've done 2 back-to-backs. We've done back-to-backs to the US and had to get off, but not had to do it in Europe. Yeah, it depends, doesn't it? Back-to-backs are great, though, isn't it? Lovely. That feeling when everyone's getting off the ship and you think, oh, and I'm staying on. So that's a lovely, lovely feeling. Kevin's here from from a sunny Long Island.
Oh, I bet it is. I bet it's lovely.
Yeah. Ken said silhouette tomorrow. Yes, I did see that now. So thank you, Ken. Lucy and Glyn just saying hello. And Warren's just saying, I'd like to stay on the ship on a back-to-back, watching the sky and enjoying the relaxation and not having to pack your bags the night before. It's exactly that when you do.
But that's the day, though. The trouble is, you generally can't get breakfast delivered to your room when it's the get kicked off the ship day. And the trouble is, if you want to go anywhere for breakfast, it's like a bum fight. So
if you're staying on, you can sometimes.
Oh, can you? Oh,
yeah,
okay, because I say that's the night you take some sandwiches with you back to your cabin in the morning.
Catherine said, even in all, just got the post-cruise blues, got off Beyond on Monday. Yeah, second cruise, first on Celebrity. Had an amazing time. Congrats on the 21. Yeah, Celebrity is a great product. And Jolly Rob's just got off Morella Voyager.
Nice.
So lots of people have been cruising, which is great. And Sue said, evening from West Yorkshire, best hour of the week. Just love it. Fabulous. Let's see. So Stephen's here. Hi, Stephen. So on Queen Mary 2 round trip transatlantis, the US authorities require everyone to get off the ship and go through immigration, even if they don't intend to go ashore. Yeah. I guess it depends on if you're going to a new country or not, or whether it's in the same area, isn't it? I don't know. Sharon's booked her first cruise on Virtuosa in October, so that's great. Poor Chadwick saying, does it annoy you when you see so much negativity on cruise forums, especially when answering people's posts? Totally, Paul. We've stopped going on lots of forums because it's full of miserable, horrible people that all they want to do is moan. So I don't bother anymore. We just bother with, there are a few nice groups out there, but there's not many. And we have a lovely chats with we've obviously got our Facebook page and our social media, and we just chat to the lovely people there. And we've obviously got our patrons and YouTube members, which is one of our favorite places too, because we chat with them on Discord every day, every couple of hours, isn't it? We're chatting about something. So I tend to now go to our patrons' YouTubes with questions, and they've obviously often got the answers. So I don't tend to bother with forums, so I can see why you get fed up with it too, because
it seems to be now with the world of the interweb, it seems to be licensed to be mean to people. And it seems to make people, like, being mean to somebody makes people feel good. Whatever, I don't know whether their life's that bad that being mean, if they made somebody else sad, it makes them feel happier, which I find incredibly sad. I mean, I read stuff I'm on Facebook probably 95% more than Carole is, and I'm scrolling and I see some forums and what have you, and people ask the stupidest questions. They really do. They ask the stupidest questions. But I don't feel the need to go on there and tell them that they've asked a stupid question. But other people do find the need to go on there.
Yeah.
And just like, you know, instead of trying to help them or point them in the right direction, they're just mean to them. And I just say, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. So let's have a look. We get asked, are we going to review Ambassador Cruise, the UK's more value-based cruise line? Not yet, no. We haven't found... we wanted to do a cruise from Bristol with them, but we haven't found a cruise that suits our dates. Sean can't make it tonight because he's a sea cadet, so we'll watch later. And Brendan said, I'd like to hear more about Dan satisfying all your needs. He's just a very, very good travel agent.
Yeah. And he's already booked us to do his wedding video.
Yes. Before you get known, Dan's not getting married. Just he'll be saying, "Oh, Dan will be getting loads of messages. Congratulations!" We're just taking the Mickey. So let's have a look. I just seen a question about the princess there. Where did I see?
I don't know, mate. You could scroll up and down so
Gary
fast,
was just saying, just got off Sky Princess last Saturday. Love ship so much. We're getting married on the same ship next year. It's a beautiful ship. Beautiful ship.
Now, if you paid for us to go with you, Gary,
we could do your video for you. Lots more congratulations on 21,000. Thank you so much for that. Ken said it must be the tarts in Bakewell.
Well,
it certainly is. Lots of chat in there about going to... Bridget said about going to Raffles Hotel. We went there, didn't we, Raffles Hotel, and had a Singapore sling.
It's so random. When you go to Raffles, it's great because the guy outside's dressed all like traditional because it's supposed to be like a colonial
from back like our Fotman.
Yeah, and then you go into the
long bar.
The long bar is where it's at, and I don't know if it's still the same now, but when we went there, there's sacks and sacks and sacks, and we're talking like sacks like, you know, like the size of a potato sack full of monkey nuts. And they just come round and they give you big bowls of monkey nuts. And if I never had a monkey nut for the rest of my life, I wouldn't lie on my deathbed thinking, oh, I wish I'd had some monkey nuts. Because who really likes monkey nuts, apart from monkeys, I suppose? But when they're in front of you, you're almost forced to eat them because you just can't look at them. So you're paying all these monkey nuts and you're thinking, well, they're all right, and they're all right. And you're gathering all the shells up because you're in a very rooty-tooty Raffles Hotel and it's like about £17 for a pint of lager. And then the waiter comes past and he just goes, shoo, and he sweeps all the monkey nut shells onto the floor.
Yeah.
And we're like,
and you're walking around on all these monkey nut shells.
And you're encouraged just to, when you've peeled your monkey nuts, just throw it on the floor. And they said you're walking around there, it's like you're walking over a giant bag of crisps, isn't it? And as soon as you've had them, you think you've consumed your own weight in monkey nuts. They bring you some more, and you eat them, and you still carry on eating them.
It's worth doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
We thought we'll only stay for one because it was very expensive, but we did actually had two there, didn't we? But yeah, Singapore's great. So lots of conversations about Northern Lights. So Dav Cat Travel saying we're doing Princess Northern Lights next year. But Fred also did it, and Ken's also saying that he did it on Aurora and would do it again. So that's good. So Dick's just saying, go take your advice and start a med cruise in Barcelona, London for 2 days, train to Barcelona, cruise to Rome 3 days, there, Ambari, fly out of Rome. Any suggestions for cruise line? Well, there's so much, Dick. I think you need to work out what do you want from a cruise? Do you want a small ship that's got a little bit more quieter nightlife? Do you want a big ship with all the bells and whistles? You need to, is entertainment important to you?
There's
so much to think about. But do speak to Dan, because Dan will have all the answers for you, and he'll throw lots of ideas at you about what, and he'll be able to have the live bookings and the live itineraries there, so you can see what's actually available. Because often you do a lot of research, don't you? And you think, oh, that's good, and then you go to it and that hasn't got the cabin you like, and so that's why I've got Dan on speed dial. So Haley Brothers just here, late from work, but no problem. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, working at the cider factory again, I'd imagine.
But yes, Bakewell pudding, that's what they call it. It's fantastic. Oh, looking forward to that. Good. And Cook's Explorer's going on Northern Lights, 4 weeks till we sail. Yeah, we went it was October time when we went on the Morella Discovery. It's fab. Cold cruises. I never thought I'd love a cold cruise, but I absolutely adored it. It was one of our favourites, wasn't it?
I'm giddy with excitement to bake Bakewell pudding now.
I know you are. So Clinton's saying, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, please. That would be great. There's just over 223 people watching. So make sure you all hit that thumbs up. So thank you for that. So let's have a look, see what questions. If you've got any questions for us, please put it in capitals so we can actually see. Sue's doing Cunard Northern Lights next October. So Nick's asking, have you ever had a flight cancelled? If so, successfully claimed against the airline? Our return flight was cancelled on Monday for 24 hours. We haven't, have we?
No.
Thankfully.
No.
So no, we can't speak on experience of that. Corinne says she's had 60 nights on Azamara. Just didn't think it's in my budget anymore. Actually, Azamara prices are very competitive now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a lot more
Yeah,
sensible.
they
I
are.
think, especially if you're doing stuff around Europe as well. I think there's some definitely some deals to be had.
Yeah, definitely. Kathy's here from Orlando, and Tina's telling Dan, I'm surprised you're on here not having a rest after all the planning you were doing for P&C. So Amanda's saying, oh my God, Matlog's near us. Bakewell is lovely, but not keen on the original Bakewell tart. Bit greasy. Just to warn you, a normal one is much better.
Ooh.
I'm sure Paul will be trying
Mandy,
every variety.
Mandy, what you're trying to say to me is then I have to try both and maybe do a vlog about it.
Well, so Kat is asking, staying at the 41 Hotel in London in October, do you know anything about the area and the sites? If you can let us know the area where the 41 Hotel is, I've not heard of that. Kathy, we might be able to help you because we've been to London a few times. And I know there's a few people in the chat that will be able to help, because I know Sandra knows London really well too. So do let us know exactly where that's at. Marina and Joe are saying, how does it feel knowing so many people want to cruise with you? It's a great testament to you and your child. Oh, thanks, Marina and Joe. Do you know, it's very heartwarming, and I just think it's, who'd have thought when we started our YouTube channel that we would connect with all these people all around the world and end up meeting a lot of them. So I think it's wonderful.
It's mad.
It is mad. It is mad. But thank you guys. Haley Brothers is left it to last minute, of course, off on MSC on Tuesday, and interested to hear what travel insurance people recommend for people with medical conditions getting totally lost online. We use our bank Barclays predominantly, but we did get some extra insurance, which we thought for missed ports, which hasn't paid off, with Stay Shore, didn't we? That was with Stay Shore, our extra.
And hopefully my dad will be coming cruising again with us. But when the last cruise, that was usually Stay Shore.
Yeah, Stay Shore was, and he's got
some medical conditions. So yeah, and they seem to be quite sensible. But you can't generally go wrong with go on to compare the Meerkat or Money Supermarket and put in what you require.
But just make sure you've got cruise cover on there.
Make sure there's cruise cover on, yeah.
Because that's the most important thing. Obviously, Haley, I'm just saying, you're cruising on Tuesday and you haven't got insurance. The reason we have annual insurance is because if anything goes wrong, as soon as we book something, we're covered. And I think if you have got existing medical conditions, our advice would be to anyone, as soon as you book that cruise, you should be booking insurance at the same time, because if something did happen to you beforehand and you couldn't go and you didn't have insurance, then you may be in a pickle. So we would recommend doing that.
And if you were booking a cruise and you when you pay your deposit, it's like when my dad would come with me or family members or whatever, I say to him, right, we've only paid a deposit. As soon as it comes around to it's time to pay the balance, you literally do it the same day. Pay the balance, get your insurance. Yeah. And then, because otherwise it's broad as long as I just do it as you book it and then it's done. Yeah.
It's done. So lots of people want to say Brits love Norway. We do. And Dave's saying hi from Orlando. So, and Susan asks, have you heard that Wi-Fi is going to get better on Cunard? Yes, it is. They're doing the, and I always get this muddled up, the Starlink. Is it Starlink?
I don't know, mate.
That they're introducing into all the public.
Elon Musk's thing,
yeah. And when we were on Queen Mary 2, it was definitely better than we'd experienced before, wasn't it? Definitely better.
Yeah, well, we did a live on there, so
we did, yeah.
And they haven't really super dupered that up yet, have they? Really?
No, and it was better than our previous experience.
That's a technical term, by the way. They haven't super dupered it up.
So let's see. Moomin's here. Celebrity Moomin. Quick pop on from work at lunch in Renton, WA, at Premier Meat Pies. First time here, so hopefully lives up to the English standards.
Ooh.
What's WA? Is that I don't know. What is that? Washington? Don't know.
I don't know.
We'll have to educate us a bit. American states. Yeah, Tina's just saying that she always uses the insurance with a bank account. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Mike said, congratulations on the Paul Cloud Charter Cruise, 117 counting. So, greetings from a wet Vegas. Really? Wow. An inch of rain, and we've had the bailing buckets, the bailing buckets. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Freaky. There's been a lot of flooding in sort of the southwest area, haven't there?
Yeah.
Sort of by Ken's area, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
sort of
I was there last weekend racing and had to get towed out the field by a great big tractor.
Manda said they're doing a 5-day cruise on Royal Explorer over East Asia, in reference to your earlier question. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, and Daft Cut travels like that. But the studying deck plans and finding those bonus-sized balconies, I just get so excited. It's like, oh my gosh, no, why hasn't anyone booked that? Well, I shouldn't give my secrets out, really. Oh. Yeah, someone's asking about Hotel 41 as well. Dave's just asking if anyone can answer that question. Tina said, do you think we get a petition up to see if we can get Mirella to do some cruise in the UK? I'm not sure why they stopped, because they did, didn't they? Yeah. And it was fabulous. It would be so good to see one of their ships going out of somewhere in the UK. So, and Phil's off on Sky Princess to Canada East Coast on Saturday. Oh, exciting, Phil. Yeah. Sky Princess is a really popular ship at the moment, isn't it? We're doing the East Coast next September with Gary's group cruise, so I'm looking forward to that. So Wendy's asking, my two teenage sons are 6 foot and 6'4". Will they need to share an extra cabin, or will they fit in with my husband or myself on Iona? Well, it would depend exactly on what cabin you book. So I would speak to your travel agent about what accommodates 4 people, but they're big. And even if, there's 4 6-foot adults in a cabin, then that would be a bit of a squeeze. But there may be some quirky cabins out there that got that extra space. So it would be worth
because you wouldn't want to be in one of them overhead pull down beds.
Well,
but I think when Emma went on with her parents, she had one of those conservatory cabins, which we're not fans of.
Yeah,
unless it's on the right deck.
Yeah,
but they had a pull-out sofa bed, which I would imagine would be close on as big as a normal bed. But if they want separate beds, which is going to be like the pull down, like you're on a old sleeper train, I wouldn't have thought they'd fit in them, to be honest.
Well, no, I'm not sure how long they are. So let's have a look for the next question. So, Northern Lights. That's a good point, actually, Phil. Northern Lights, viewing from a port on a ship is a problem, as often too light. You're better during an excursion if possible, get somewhere dark. Yet sometimes, however, we were on top of Mirella Discovery and they dimmed all the lights, didn't they?
Yeah.
So if you're on a ship that does that, not all of the lights, obviously, but, so that you did, and that was pretty special.
Yeah, it was, yeah. They always cater for...
Well, they did with us, didn't they?
Yeah.
And that was fabulous. Kevin's all checked in for the Oasis of the Seas for early November cruise, our first mega ship. We're looking, we want to get on a mega ship. We want to do all sorts, don't we? But we've done Royal Caribbean. We've done about 8 Royal Caribbean, but we've never done bigger than the Freedom class. No, we have. We've done Anthem. We've done the Quantum class, sorry, but we've not done the Oasis above. So I'll be interested to see, and hopefully you'll share that with us all on our Discord as well, Kevin, because it'd be lovely to see that. So let's have a look. Gary's just come off Discovery too. It was great. They've just booked Explorer for next year. They're just chatting. Kevin saying, why is this the fastest hour of the week? I don't know. It's mad, isn't it? So I just looked at the clock and it's 44 minutes already.
So it's 44 minutes and Carol's been talking for 40 of those. And hopefully once this live finishes, she'll be so worn out, I'll have peace for the rest of the evening.
No. Traveling Lights is saying, would you want to read the questions?
No.
No, see?
Yeah, but you can read the questions, but I'm allowed to chip
Okay.
in and again.
All right, going on our first ever a river cruise in 2 weeks' time with TUI. Your vlog's been great helping us know what to swear. Any further tips? River cruising.
River cruising, any further tips? No.
Just river cruising tips. Just explore, because you're right in the hub of everything, aren't you?
It's
just take comfortable shoes because you'll be walking miles, and take a variety of shoes because your legs will be worn out. So, but just enjoy it and go with the flow. We are you doing it with TUI? Because we thoroughly enjoyed. TUI had some fun stuff in the evening, didn't they, with quizzes? Going on for in 2 weeks' time with TUI. Yes, I thought she was just saying our TUI vlogs. So join in, because we met some lovely people by just joining in with the quizzes and entertainment in the evening, because it was great fun.
Yeah, we've only done 2 river cruises, and with TUI, they have got a lot more going on the ship during the daytime and in the evenings. But there's so much to see and do, depending on regardless of your itinerary, there's going to be so much to see and do. But just get out there and experience as much as you can.
Fabulous.
We loved it. We thought it was great.
Make sure your curtains are closed with your cabin.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
That's because you never know who with the river cruiser. For those that you don't know are new to river cruising, they park adjacent to each other, the ships, and you can open your curtain up and be like, "Oh, hello." So just be mindful of getting dressed before you open your curtains.
We opened the curtains once, and I was in my underpants, and I went like this, and I was directly stood in front of the reception area of the ship part next to us.
Yeah.
And the receptionist waved to me.
Yeah. It is. It's that close. So you just have to be mindful of that. And sometimes you don't get the views, but just go on top of your ship. And it's interesting, actually, because you're parked adjacently. Then walking through the other ships is always good to have a nosy, isn't it? So it's good if you're nosy like me. Right. So Nick's here, not from not so sunny Pershore. No, it's not, is it? And Gary's just saying, when you go to Matlock Bath to the heights of Abraham. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. And Sharon's just saying, congrats on 21,000. Thank you. You can answer this. And Rachel's asking, how did you meet and what was your first date?
We met at a charity do at a local rugby club called Long Levens. And not saying this band's been going for a long time, but the lead singer of this band, so bearing in mind this is 28 years ago, the lead singer of this band travelled down to Cornwall and provided the entertainment for our besties who just got married.
Yes.
So he's still going 28 years later. But yeah, charity do at a local rugby club, and we had a little dance, and I think I touched her hand or something because obviously I was a gentleman. And then our first proper date, we went to a pub called the Air Balloon, which anybody who's ever travelled out of Gloucester to go towards Cirencester or Swindon, is one of the worst stretches of road in the whole country, and there's always traffic jams there. And the Air Balloon pub is just about to be knocked down to make road improvements.
That was our first date, wasn't it?
That was our first date, yeah.
Happy memories, isn't it, Paulie?
Well, it's memories.
Let's have a look. So John's just saying, when I worked abroad, every time we landed in America, we all had to go through immigration, passport stamping. As a crew member, passport got full. Yeah. So Winnie's watching from Tenerife Airport, waiting to board our delayed flight home. Oh, it's frustrating, isn't it? Hawks Travel, sorry we're late. Been a busy couple of weeks, no problem. Lovely to see you. And Sarah Duckett Travel saying, yeah, the whole people being mean to others so pointless. I know, I don't know why people have to be mean and rude. If you haven't got anything nice to say, just shut your mouth, isn't it? I think. Well, it is. Why be mean to people when you just don't need to be? No. If you're not going to be helpful, but some people just are, aren't they?
But even, like you said, and if I've touched on this in the past, I apologise. But even some of the people who are running some of the groups, they can be as bad as the people that are in the groups. A long time ago, somebody asked, has anybody got any information on cabin 1234? whatever ship it was, whatever cabin it was. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. And we'd stayed in that cabin. So we did a video. So Carole taught me how to do it, and I shared the link, and I went on her, oh, hello, Sue, or whoever her name was. We stayed in this cabin like a month ago. Here's a little video so you will know exactly what you're looking at, because she had some accessible needs, and it was an accessible cabin. They put us in an accessible cabin for some strange reason. And I got a message off the person running the group saying, oh, just to let you know, I've taken your video off. Only I put videos on this group. So I messaged back saying, so have you got a video of that accessible cabin then? And she messaged me back, no, I haven't. So rather than have our video there in her group and help one of her members,
I think
she took it off.
Yeah, there are some groups, good groups out there, but there's some that are run by people that I just think a little power hungry, maybe is the right word to say. So lots of people still saying hi, isn't it? So Will from the Shire's here, and Garth's asking, are you doing a Christmas and New Year cruise this year? No, we're not. We're home for Christmas and New Year, aren't we? So that'll be lovely. We're doing a Warner's break. We're taking Paul's dad, and there's quite a few family members, isn't there? There's your sister, brother. We're taking Lucas and Tessa, Paul's son, and we're off to Warner's for a turkey and tinsel 4-nighter, and we're looking forward to that, aren't we? So for those of you that don't know what Warner's are, it's a little bit like a what's the matter?
Oh, well, I just saw Dave's comment.
It's a bit like a cruise ship on land. It's a lovely sort of stately homes. We have some lovely accommodation, and they just have some good entertainment and food. And it's brilliant for Paul's dad. And
what's great about this is, even though we're going in November, they do these turkey and tinsel weekends, and they start in November.
Yeah.
And the upshot of it is, the first day they treat us Christmas Eve, the second day they treat us Christmas Day, and then the third day they treat us New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So every night has got a theme, and it'd be interesting to see, because when we went last year, they even put a pantomime. They did.
On it's a little bit, I guess it's a little bit cheesy on some aspects, isn't it? But you know what? It was great fun. We thoroughly enjoyed it. And if you're with a group of people like we are with all the family, it's just lovely. Joan saying hi, hope both well. We are. Thank you. Dave's asking, what the heck is a monkey nut? Have you got? Oh, Paulie's already found a picture. They're quite easy to. Can you see that picture? That's it.
So it's like you can see the little nuts are inside like a pod.
Yeah.
So you open the pod up, take the nuts out, and you throw the outer casing away. So that's a monkey.
And Amanda's just saying, this is interesting. The shells from the nuts and raffles is in honor of the monkeys that many years ago were around there. That's what we were told when we were there. Oh, really?
So
maybe, yeah. Well,
so they are peanuts. In effect,
yeah,
but which is peanuts, which is a legume, but they're always known as monkey nuts, or if you'd like the scientific name, it's Arachis hypergaea,
also known as the groundnut, goober, prider, or monkey nut.
Yeah, there you go. I'll tell you something.
See, who thought we'd be talking about monkeys' nuts?
You wouldn't get any of this on them other lives.
John saying, true or false? P&O refusing folk to use the main dining room. They do not wear a jacket. Lots of ranting going on about on Facebookie. Does wearing a life jacket count? Yeah.
False.
Well, we've never had that on a P&O cruise. And if the guys, I know Ken goes cruising, there's lots of people, Marina and Joe have cruised with P&O. So it'd be interesting to see your take. But we've never had that issue.
Never had that.
So
never
had a problem with that. Christine just saying, thinking about going to Jordan, Suez Canal Transit in India. I know you love Petra. Did you also do India? We didn't go that far because we got off in Faraja just before Dubai, wasn't it? That was the end of our cruise. But Jordan was very interesting to visit. Katie Clare's here. Oh, lovely to see you. Katie's still making my bag. I can't wait for my bag.
Katie's making Carol's bag, but it was Katie's mum who got married.
It was.
We did the wedding video for her.
Yeah.
So hopefully you enjoyed it, Katie, if you've seen it.
So, yeah, lovely. Phil's been a bit naughty. Just helped my wife with a pre-Chris fake time one coat Ronsel.
No one does wood more good.
Oh, and there's also a question, lots of reviews on P&O costs cutting impact in food and services. Do you think P&O will stay chasing lower price market, or could they move back to more up market? I think most cruise lines are looking at saving money and cutting back on food and services, which is, if you know, with Princess charging them more for what they used to get in their standard packages is a good example. I think when we were on P&O, we had good service. It was just a bit bland, wasn't it? It wasn't.
Yeah,
It wasn't a happy service on our last
smiley
Iona.
service. There wasn't anything wrong with the food.
No, but I think P&O still offer a great cruise experience for the price, because their prices are excellent.
Yeah.
You can get. We've still got some P&O credit, I think.
Yeah.
And we're down. I think we have.
Yeah.
So we need to get booking on something soon.
I'm surprised then when Carole said, "Aren't we, Dan?" that her phone didn't phone down. That's how much she phones down.
So Dave's saying hello from Dublin, and Dick's just saying great advice again. So thank you, Dick. And Adele's asking, does Azamara sail from the UK? I've never seen that, but don't quote me on that. So I'm not aware that they do.
Another one for you, Dan.
Yeah.
If you put me on the spot, I'd say no, but I might be wrong. But I've never been aware of them sailing out the UK.
I'm not aware of them. Rose says she uses All Clear for travel insurance. And Dave saying Hotel 41 is located at 41 Buckingham Palace Road. So I can see now why they call it Hotel 41. Yes, because it's on. That's the address. Well, Buckingham Palace is a good place to see.
Yeah. Go to Buck House, see if Charlie's there.
Our go-tos when we go to London, we don't go often, we probably go once a year, is we always tend to head to Covent Garden. We always tend to have a long walk over. We head to the Tower of London, don't we? We tend to have a walk over Tower Bridge and walk all down the South Bank, which we really enjoy.
Yeah, the South Bank, so you go past the Globe Theatre.
Yeah.
There's some decent pubs where you can sit outside if the weather's with you, one of which was used in one of the Mission Impossible films. We like going to Camden because Camden is just an education in itself. If you're going to London, you've got to go to Camden because it's just fast. If you want people watching, it doesn't get any better than Camden.
And it's easy to navigate on the tube.
On the tube as well, it's easy to get there on the tube. Like I say, Covent Garden, that's a good fun, and there's usually some street entertainment there as well. And there's some good pubs in Covent Garden as well. Everything's about pubs. So I love the pub. But yes.
So London's fab. We're hopefully going back. We haven't booked anything yet, but we're thinking about going back next month. No, we're not. November. But hold that thought.
I didn't have a thought.
No. Have you had a bad flight on a flight cruise? Air Canada was rubbish on our last cruise.
Well, I suppose that technically was a flight cruise.
Well, it was. We flew there to get a cruise.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. There was nothing wrong. It wasn't delayed. It was punctual. It was safe. It was fine. But the service, so rude and so abrupt, wasn't it? It was really, and the food was atrocious. So that's our worst experience. When we're flying to Miami to get our Azamara cruise at the end of November. We're back with Virgin, and we love Virgin.
We do.
We've had some really good flights with Virgin, so that's our go-to. We've been with British Airways when we went to Las Vegas, and they're good, but Virgin, I think, just have the edge, don't they? I don't know what it is. It's just a happy flight.
Yeah.
So, and Dave's saying, because of you, we're doing a Marella cruise. Excellent. So that's great to hear, David. And Dark Travis said, just depending on what medical conditions. I've got a few in Stay Sure are good. Yeah, that's the one that we. And Reese is saying the highlight of our cruise was meeting you both in Vancouver. We were on our. I don't know if we've told you this story.
Well, I'm going to tell the story because you must be worn out, mate. Your voice must be worn out now. When we docked back in Vancouver after our amazing Alaska cruise, because I went a little bit mental and booked a Neptune suite, we didn't really have a time to get off.
Which was amazing, by the way.
It was fantastic. We didn't really have a time for getting off. It's just do whatever you like, really. So we were just chilling out, and then there was a knock on the door, and it was just a strange man at the door. We thought, it's going to be our cabin steward saying us, come in now, is there any chance you're leaving? But it was just a random passenger, and said, look, mate, I was out on my balcony just now. I'm a couple of cabins up. and there was a man shouting at us with an orange hat on.
Yeah.
And he said I had to come and knock on the door, and because apparently you're celebrities and you have to go out onto your balcony. So we went out onto our balcony, and there was this strange man in an orange hat, perfectly as described by this guy, and that strange man was Reese.
Exactly. So we were talking when we got having conversations over because actually you dock right by Canada Place there, don't you? So it wasn't, we could actually hear each other, and then we met up, didn't we, for a drink later on that day. So it was lovely to meet you both. So thank you so much for waving at us, Ahmad. But it was quite surreal, wasn't it, when we went out there?
It was pretty random.
Thank you for doing that, because it did make us laugh.
The irony of that was when we first got on the ship, I went out on the balcony in our Neptune suite. Did I mention Neptune suite?
Yes, you did.
And all of a sudden, when you think you can hear somebody shouting your name, and I said, "Somebody's shouting you, mate." Sure, somebody's shouting me. And we looked across, almost where Reese was stood.
Yes.
A week later, and there was another couple there, but they were Canadian, weren't they? Were they Canadian?
Can't remember now.
But they were shouting at us and say, "Oh, we follow you on, we follow you on YouTube." Yeah. And there's all these people like, "Oh, are they shouting at those people?"
But it was amazing.
It was fun.
So if you ever do spot us, do say hi.
Shout at us. Yeah,
they just shout at us.
Yeah.
Oh, Dick saying, last one promise. How much time in advance should one start to plan a cruise ship? It depends. For our bucket list trips that we did, then we as far in advance as possible, because you want to make sure you get those details right. But for next year, we've got very little booked from June through to August, have we? Or May, actually, end of May. And we're going to just see what happens and what comes up. We're going to do a little bit of
Hey, that's what she said.
It's true. Oh.
I'll believe it when I see it.
It's true. That's what we're doing.
Oh,
anyway,
I must ring Dan.
Yeah. Jerry's also staying a bit Stay Shore. So let's just see if we've got any more questions, because I'm aware.
Warren says WA's Washington.
Yes, so I was right. I was right.
I was right, mate. Unless you're wrong.
So Barbara says she uses Just Travel. So everyone uses something slightly different, don't they? And Christine says that she got a good deal with Sagra Insurance. Both have medical issues, but found them very good. So that's fab.
Fair enough. I'm going to tell you a quick travel insurance story. We were going to Cuba to sail on the MSC Opera, and which was awful, to be honest. But that's another story for another day. And my dad came with me. Oh, you so want to butt in, don't you? My dad and my brother came with us, and because my dad got medical conditions, said, right, well, we need to phone up and sort you some insurance out. So somebody had recommended to us Help the Aged. So I phone up Help the Aged. I'd like a travel insurance quote. And right from the start, it's like, oh, would you like extra so-and-so for £75? I said, well, no, we haven't even, let's sort out, what we want first. Okay, so start asking questions. Oh, would you like so-and-so for £25? I said, look, please don't take this the wrong way. I want to find out, this is what I want to find out. And then when I get the price for that, then we can talk about add-ons. So, you don't need to worry about the price, Mr. Morgan. I can assure you it's a very good price. Tappy, tap, tap, tap. It went on for about 20 minutes. She tried selling me 2 more things during that 20 minutes. And I said, right, we're going to cut to the chase then? Yes, sir. We can do that insurance for you for £4,150. And I said, sorry? Did you say 4,100? Oh, that's a good price. You won't get it any better than that. I got it for £400.
Yeah.
And that was a 2-week cruise out of Cuba with all the flights and everything. My dad on a mobility scooter. So sometimes recommendations aren't very good.
No, exactly that. So Jennifer's just asking, hello from Illinois, USA. Question, cruising Northern Europe in 4 weeks on Island Princess. Is it like to be raining or worse, snowing? Haven't cruised this late in the year before. Northern Europe in October can be all sorts. You can have clear sunny days, but it can be overcast, wet and dreary. So just make sure you bring layers and waterproofs, because it's likely to be wet. But you can get some really nice crisp Octobers, but it can be cold. So make sure you just pack layers. Terry's just saying we're on the Celebrity Beyond next August, the ABC Islands. For those who don't know, the ABC is Aruba, Boracay, and Curacao. Not Canada, Curacao.
course.
So in the southern part of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And they're taking the shelter balcony. Thanks to review of the infinity balcony. Yes, that wasn't our choice.
It was rubbish.
So let's have a look. Wayne's saying he's just come back off the Anthem. It was very crowded. Ships are now cruising at full capacity, aren't they? And after the years after the pandemic of having, we were sport, weren't we? With so some can feel crowded.
We did the Anthem, and that'll be 2 years ago now, because it was when you retired. And
it was. Can you believe I've been retired for over 2 years?
Yeah, so it's 2 years.
It's mad,
and it was only a 4-day, and I've got to be honest, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah,
we had a fabulous time.
Yeah,
but it wasn't at full capacity.
No. Phil's just saying about the four in a bed, no, 4 in a room.
And the little one said, roll over.
So 6'6" tall. So I know 2 young tall men plus 2 others a regular line is a big ask. Look for a balcony with an inside cabin opposite. All the features, but maximum value for money. Yeah, great idea. That is a good idea.
Very good advice.
So Lisa's asking, first time cruiser booked a Caribbean cruise on Britannia in January. Drinks package or not? Big drinkers like Paul.
It's not about. Yes, I'm going to talk. We're on to my subjects now. Drinking. It's not about how much you drink. It's about what you drink.
Yes.
Now, you get. It's about £5.5-6. Paul and Carole love to travel.com. There's a fabulous review of the drinks prices on P&O.
Yes.
They're very clever people. They got drinks. There's no guesstimations. There's no copy and paste off other websites. It's the drinks and how much they cost. So if you think to yourself, I drink Foster's, it'll tell you how much a pint of Foster's is. If you drink whatever, unless they don't sell it, of course. So you can look at that and you can work out, right, well, it's 45 quid for the drinks package. It's £5 or £6 or £7 for the drink I drink. Am I going to drink 8 drinks a day? Now, what we usually do, if everybody's like us, is the first day you go on a cruise, you go bananas. Like you've got 2 hands but only 1 mouth, so it's just no good. But after that, you tend to steady down. And then you've got to factor in port days. Because if there's a port day and you're going on excursion, you're going to be off the ship for most of the day. So there's all those things to factor in. But go to our website, have a look at Paul and Carole Love to Travel. Just click in
P&O drinks
package, and it will got the price of the drinks, and you'll know then you can do a quick guesstimation of whether it's worth your while or not. We've on
Cunard on P&O, we just pay as we go. And we've worked it out. We always save money.
If we'd have bought the drinks package on Cunard, we would have paid an extra almost $400 for the week.
Yeah.
But we did. I don't know if we did. Well, I don't think we did a one on P&O, but we were definitely under on what we would have paid. And that was when it was £40 for the drinks package.
Yeah.
So head on over there as soon as we're finished here, which could be another 3 hours looking at the time. But
Alfie said Paul had a Life of Brian moment. I don't know. Phil said he thinks he's going on our UK cruise next year. Oh, interesting. I don't know if Dan's still here. Claire says, still can't believe they're knocking down the air balloon. I know, it's mad, isn't it? But they just need to do something with it. I think they're going to do something with the congestion there because it's such a dangerous road, isn't it, down there? Yeah. Nick saying he's had some really good nights at the air balloon too. And Paul saying he used to pass it on his way to Southampton.
Yes, that's exactly the same way as we go.
And Andy and Carla saying, don't do the Heights of Abraham, although spectacular it's a cave car, don't put yourself through it. Yes, for those that have...
I've seen some pictures of that, actually, yeah.
Our new video goes out tomorrow about... I tried to get over my fear of heights in Banff, and it didn't quite work out the way that we wanted to. So make sure you do our brand new video out, and our start of our new vlog series is out tomorrow. So please do check that out.
Get on there, and please, when you go on there and watch it, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't mind, but put a comment on.
Yeah.
Even if it's like great video or I've got a tea towel, no matter what it is, put a comment on. Because it helps push us out to a wider audience.
And it does.
We'd love to get more views.
Yes, so, that'd be brilliant. Brilliant. Corinne's just saying, I just checked 3 from Southampton, then 20, and 3. Oh, interesting. You have to let us know then, because that is interesting, because I didn't think they do that. Phil saying we're on RV at the end of October, Southampton, the Caribbean. It's going to be really rough seas around the Bay of Biscay. You don't know. You just never know. This
You never
obviously
know,
going into the
Phil.
winter months. The chances are high. So and Dave says it's a peanut. Yes. Kate just said your bag is ready, and also was late on because I was watching the video. Absolutely amazing. Oh, my bag's ready. Oh, that is exciting. So Diana's asking who's Dan. Dan is our travel agent. He works for Go Cruise Travel, and he's a franchise for them, and he has been looking after us now for, is it 2 years? And he's just I've lost count of how many cruises he's done. Is it 80 something? It's mad. The number of Dan's been cruising since a child with his mum and dad, so he's done lots and lots of cruises.
He's only 13 now.
No,
so I mean,
but his knowledge of cruising is superb. So he's our travel agent. You'll find his details in the description below, and we thoroughly recommend that you use him because he's fab.
And his service is absolutely second to none.
Yeah,
he might not be as cheap as your 118s or your Igloos or your whatever there is out there, but what you'll get is when you phone him, he answers his phone. There's no like emailing and all that cobblers.
Yeah.
You'll get a good deal, and you'll get
good service,
absolutely top.
And when you're away
service.
and things don't go to plan, and we found that out in Australia, he was on it straight away, wasn't he? So having someone in your corner when things don't go right is priceless. Anyway, I'm conscious that time's going, but I don't want to miss out any questions for those.
I looked at the clock then, and it was 1-1-1-1.
So
what you got to say about that?
1-1-1-1.
1-1-1-1-1. It was 5 wins.
Oh, Dadcat saying Camden's really good for a night out in London.
We stayed at the Holiday Inn in Camden, and which was a great choice because what we would do is if we wanted to go anywhere else, so we go into town, and have a mooch round, but then we'd always make sure we were back in Camden by sort of 9:30, 10 o'clock, and then you felt you were sort of home, and then you could stay out and do whatever, but you knew that you were only a 2-minute walk from your hotel. So yeah, so it is a great place to stay as well. So
yeah, totally.
Life, yeah.
Darren's saying, love watching you two, very down to earth and cheer us up. Thank you for keeping us entertained. You're costing us a fortune though, as on beyond this Christmas Queen and next Christmas. Brilliant. Well, that's great to hear. Let's have a look. So Ken's asking, do they have Thatchers on Celebrity? What did you drink on Celebrity Beyond? I don't know.
No, I was drinking.
Can't remember.
No, I can tell you. They got a fantastic sort of pubby type bar, and there was a girl in there working behind the bar, and her knowledge was exceptional. She wasn't just like in there for a pretty face or whatever. Her knowledge was excellent. And I tried Angry Orchard, which is an American cider, and I tried another cider, which was an American cider, and I didn't like either of them. And so I was drinking lager most of the time, or gin and tonics, or bourbons and Coke.
Yeah. Newfoundland Travel said, Canada's motto, we're not happy unless you're not happy. Lily Limbrick's here. Oh my God, is that Paul and Carole from Paul and Carole to Travel? Oh, lovely to see you, Lils. Lils was one of the wedding party when we went down to Cornwall. So thank you so much. She's a big fan of ours, and that's lovely. Yes. So thank you so much for joining. So Davcat said, also worth remembering, you get a service charge. Yeah, on Paul's post that he's done on our website, he'll put there's a 15% service charge, so you need to take that into consideration. But even with all the service charges on the drinks, on Cunard there is.
On Cunard there is, but not on P&O, we know.
But even with the service charges, we still save money by not buying the package. Yeah. Warren's asking about Newcastle Brown.
Newcastle Brown. Was my late mum's favourite drink.
Yeah.
And if you drink Newcastle Brown, or if you ever drunk Newcastle Brown, you never have it in a pint glass. You always have the pint bottle, and then you drink it in a half pint glass. So you pour some in, and then it's just, for some reason, it stays fresher in the bottle. Drink. And I remember many years ago, my mum went to the bar. Oh, can I have a bottle of Newcastle Brown, please? And the bloke opened the bottle and proceeded to pour the whole bottle into a pint glass. And my mum said, okay, well, I don't know who's having that, but I won't be. So can I have bottle of Newcastle Brown, please, and a half-pint glass.
Mm.
And he just looked at her. Well, what do you mean? He said, well, because I want to pour it myself and I want a half-pint glass. So I don't know whether anybody else knows about that strange tradition my mother had.
A man saying, great life as always enjoy these Thursdays. So thank you very much. Terry's just asking what's our favourite speciality restaurants. Crown Grill's just jumped into my head on Princess because we had a fantastic meal there.
Fantastic Crown Grill. We had, well, and it's weird because we've done 2 Holland America. We did Tamarind
on New Amsterdam.
Was that the first one?
Mm.
And it was fantastic. We did Tamarind on Koningsdam, and it wasn't as good, and not because of the food, but because it's a totally different restaurant layout, and they put us on a table right next to the bar.
Noisy.
And all we could hear the whole time was every time they knocked a cocktail up, which was a lot. So the food was still fantastic. Still one of my favorites, Tamarind. There's one on Saga, which you have to be called Kukuri.
It's a Nepalese,
and that's probably
superb.
If it's not the best, is not far off the best specialty restaurant I've ever been
and
to.
We tried Rudy's on
Rudy's
Holland America. Oh, that was awesome.
That was a different gravy.
That was awesome.
That was amazing.
But we've loved Carole on Morella.
Yeah,
Carole. So many specialty restaurants there. We do like trying them. So let's have a look.
And the irony, the one that everybody raves about on Princess, which is what's it called? What's the Italian?
On Princess?
Yeah.
Sabatini's.
Everybody raves about Sabatini's. We went to Sabatini's for our anniversary. Lots of lovely friends with us. So we had a lovely night. But my food was very, very average. But was it a one-off? I don't know.
So let's just go, because we're now 1:15. So let's just see. Paul's just saying about, saw YouTube channel recently that Air was the second best airline in the world. Oh, we've done Singapore, who are superb. We've done Emirates, which are excellent. We haven't done Qatar.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, let's have a look. See, any more questions?
I'd rather fly on St. Trinian's Airways than I would Air Canada.
St. Trinian's?
Can you remember that St. Trinian's film years ago, a black and white film? And there was like crates of chickens and all in there.
Sherry's saying my mum always had the bottle and half-pint glass too.
There you go, love.
Just a thought about going, people we're talking about forums and people that aren't very nice on there. For those that you don't know, we have doing a blatant little sort of, what's the word?
Plug
here. If you want to join a happy, friendly group and you want to speak to us all the time or ask us questions and get to know a lovely bunch of people, then please do consider joining our Patreon. And don't forget to watch our video tomorrow. So let's just have a quick look.
And you can, if she gets that face off.
Let me get the face off, because that's bad, isn't it?
There's more chins on there than in a Chinese phone book.
That's mean.
But she knows I love her more than anything else in the world.
Yes.
And going back to Patreon, you can join our Patreon from as little as £1 a week. £1 a week.
Anyway, we've gone way over the time.
You can't even buy a Mars bar for £1 now. I went in the garage the other day and it was about £1.05 for a Mars bar. When did that happen?
And I forgot to tell you, Piers Morgan, not that I'm a huge fan, but he put on Twitter that they're discontinuing red bounties.
Oh!
That's Paul's favourite. Anyway, on that note, we better get off. We're off in our camper van tomorrow. We're heading up north. So that was rubbish, wasn't it?
We're going to where they say, all right, my duck.
yeah, well, that's north from here.
Well, I suppose Tewkesbury's north from here, mate, but...
Well, I suppose. But anyway, so we will be live next week, hopefully on Thursday, provided we've got Wi-Fi or 4G where we can piggyback.
Yeah.
So we will let you know. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do, because that would mean the world to us.
Yes.
And thank you so much for all joining us on this Thursday evening. We're going to go now, and whatever you're up to for the rest of the week, have a fab one, and we'll speak to you very, very soon.
Bye-bye.